Let's get started.
All right, hi guys, we're Group 6, and today we're going to talk about our job hunt chatbot, and we're going to start with Emma's resume optimization journey. So we are going to start with the introductory video, so let's go.
Once upon a time, in a bustling city filled with bright-eyed professionals, there was a young woman named Emma, fresh out of college with a degree in data science.
Ah, graduation day. The world is my oyster now. With my degree in data science, I'm ready to conquer the corporate world. I can't wait to apply everything I've learned and make a real impact. I'm sure companies will be eager to snap up someone as passionate and driven as I am. Let's do this. I've sent out dozens of applications, but there's been no response. What's going wrong? I thought my resume was good enough, but maybe it's not standing out. Is my experience too limited, or is it something else? This is so frustrating and disheartening.
After weeks of submitting applications and receiving no responses, Emma stumbled upon an advertisement for a new tool, Job Hunter. Skeptical but curious, she decided to give it a try. Once upon a time, in a bus.
So actually, Emma is just a representative of those people who has problem with finding a job. So based on statistics, like only 2% of resumes land the interviews. So basically our chatbot's goal is to help you guys to become one of those 2%. Okay. And at the same time, we did some survey on campus, and the mostly our our target is like ADS or CS students, and we asked 20 students like about how many jobs they applied and how many responses received and how many offers they received. Like on average, each student applied like 87 jobs and only 8 responses received and only 1.2 offers received. Okay. And we also asked them about some questions, whether they want to use the tools to find a job. Like 85% of those said yes, and only 15% said no. And whether they are interested in using a resume optimizing chatbot, and 90% of them said, yeah, I'm interested. So which means the demand of this chatbot is pretty big. Okay, and even it's gonna keep talking about the functions.
So there are two functions of our chatbot. The first one is the match score. When the user uploads their resume and input the job description, our chatbot can provide a match score immediately for the user. The chatbot can allow the user to quickly compare their existing resume to the job description of any role. Also, the second function is that it can match hard skills, soft skills, and keywords from job description to the resume. So through the interaction with the chatbot, the user will know how to tailor their resume so that they can highlight the skills and experience that recruiters are searching for. So let's take a look more inside. So for the first function, our chatbot can not only provide just a match score, but also a breakdown of how well users' resume aligns with the language, keywords, and skills for a job. This feature can empower users to say where they need to make adjustments to enhance the chances of getting noticed by the recruiters. So for the second function of our chatbot, after receiving the match score and comprehensive report, users can ask the chatbot questions about how to revise their resume and improve their skills to have a higher chance of getting an interview. So for example, let's look at this picture. The user searches for a data analyst job and asks chatbot how to improve the skills. Our chatbot can reply with a very detailed information. We can see that it tells the user that she or he can to do more practical projects or some or it can provide some other resources for the user. And also maybe the user need to do more coding practice. So Losa will talk about more about our inner logic of the chatbot.
I think it's hard to understand the mechanism of the chatbot without giving an impressive analogy. So now let's assume you want to borrow a book from the library. The first step, think of your collection of files or your resume as a vast library of books. To make it easier to search for similar content, you break down each book into individual chapters. Each chapter represents a specific aspect or theme within the book. By concentrating them, similar to how a file can be divided into meaningful segments. The step 2, which is embedding. Now, instead of just reading each chapter, you create a concise summary of the key ideas and theme within it. These summaries are like distilled representations of the chapter's content, capturing the essence of each part in a structured format. The step 3, vector database. Consider the vector database is a well-organized library catalog. Each book's catalog entry includes not only the book's title and author, but also the summaries of its individual chapters. The summaries serve as description of the book's content, making it easier to find related books. The fourth step, which is requesting a book. Now, as a library visitor, you are on a request to find books that are similar to a particular one you have in mind. You approach the librarian and provide a brief description of the book. The description corresponds to the key things or the elements you are interested in. Now, the step 5. The librarian uses your book description to search the library catalog. They look for books whose summaries closely match the themes you mentioned. It's just like they are comparing your desired book's essence to the summaries of all the books in the catalog to find the best matches. The final step, the librarian will represent you with a list of top 5 or top 4 books that most closely aligned with your description. These are the books that share the similar themes or content with your interested book. In this library analogy, embeddings are like the concise summaries of the book chapters, and the vector database acts as a catalog of these summaries. Your search for similar files or content is analogous to searching for books that match specific themes or elements within their content, with the catalog helping you find the best matches. Now let's move to the technical detail for this chatbot. At first, we will see this is a flowchart of all the functions we are using within this chatbot. At first, you will throw your resume, which is a source file, can be a PDF or the text. We will convert that PDF using the pypdf2 to a text. Then we convert them into chunks, which means we combine several text into one piece. And then we convert that one piece into vectors by the embedding model called files, which is one subcategory package from the long chain. Now we will get the question from users, and we also convert them into vectors. By comparing their cosine similarity scores, we will select the best matches, which are top 4 in our model, and we will throw them to the ChatGPT, which is GPT 3.5. The model will combine the best matches from the vector store and the query to output an answer to the user through the Streamlit app. Now we will do a competitive analysis. We found 3 competitors on the market, which are Lightcast, JobScan, and Resume Worded. Most of them have some of the elements like match score, job description, and skill suggestions. Those features are the key to those products. But most of them only have few of them. But our chatbot have all the functions. Let's see the price. Whoa, it's much cheaper than all the competitors. Why don't you buy it? Thank you. Let's get started.
Right. So this is our technical part, which is the code of our chatbot. And I'm gonna talk about, we are gonna talk about each function one by one. So the first function is get PDF text. So this function is to extract text from a list of PDF documents and append a job description. And the text from each page of the PDF is concatenated, and the clear separation is made between the resume and the job description. Okay, and the next function is called get text chunk. And this function splits a given text into many smaller chunks. It uses a character text splitter, which divides the text based on character count and with the specified overlap between chunks. And this can be useful for processing large text that needs to be broken down into manageable size. And the third one is called create PDF, and this function generates a PDF document from a given text string, and it uses a PDF library to create a new PDF and adds a page and writes the text into it line by line. And the next one is called get vector store. And this function is designed to convert text chunks into vector representations using OpenAI embeddings. And these embeddings are then used to create a vector store, and which can be useful for tasks like similarity search or clustering, something like that. All right.
Let's go to
Okay. Okay, so this function, this get conversation chain function, is used to set up a conversational chain using the ChatGPT model and a conversation memory system. First, it creates a conversational chain using the ChatGPT model, specifically the GPT 3.5. Then it will use the vector store as a retriever to find the similar messages in the conversation. Then it will set up with the conversation buffer memory to store and retrieve the chat history. Then the function handle user input. This function is used to handle user input and interact with the conversational chain. It can also display the messages in the Streamlit app. It first takes the user question as input and store it in the input data dictionary. Then it uses the conversation chain to get a response by passing this user input. Then it will update the chat history in the session state with the new response. After this, it will use for loop to iterate through the chat history and display messages alternatively as the user and the chatbot messages.
Now I will talk about the main function. At first, we will load the OpenAI API from the env file, and then we will initialize the conversation and the chat history from the session state, both for none. The very first step for the user to do is to enter the job description, which is a pure text. And then we will need the user to upload a PDF file, which is their resume. Now this part is very important. The user will press processing, and then we will get PDF text from the PDF file and the job description, combining them into text chunks. And then we create vector stores for the text chunks. Now the job description and the PDF files are totally mixed. And then we create a conversation chain from the get conversation chain function. This is the most important step for our app, which is calculating the match score between the resume and the job description. We will not using prompt, but giving a scoring policy to the chatbot, expecting a detailed analysis for the resume and the job description. And then we will format our output from the chatbot. Now chatbot is giving the analysis because it's very long and messy. We want user to easily understand it. So we make some code to format the output. The user is also able to download a PDF that contains the detailed analysis. That is our function. Thank you. Now I will show you how to run our code and use our chatbot. At first, we need to use Streamlit run app.py. It will pop up a website, which is our chatbot. Now, at first, I need to find a job description. I found one which is data engineer intern. I have copied all the information. And then I will paste all the information here. The second step is to upload my resume. Now click prepare for evaluation. It takes some time to analyze. It will give a match score analysis from those aspects. At first, it will evaluate my background of education to match my education and the required education from the resume, from the job description. I got a score of 7. And the skill alignment, which measures the technical skills required from the JD and my background. And the professional experience, since I do not have any, it cannot answer. And then the specialized knowledge, like database system or data modeling, it gave me a score of 7. And the soft skill is not either mentioned from my resume, so no score. Additional qualification is my master degree, because this job only requires bachelor degree. My master degree will be A+. Overall, my score will be 7.5 out of 10, and then I can download the PDF of the analysis, which will be like this. Now I want to ask how to improve my skills. It will give me detailed suggestions about technical part, soft skills, and practical skills, so that I will improve my resume by adopting those suggestions. That is our demo. Thank you.